at some stage they are going to fail. And so regulation has to be balanced in a way that caters also for the smaller operators. Otherwise, you're just killing them. So that is one. But also compliance in general. Of course, as a VASP, most of them they were never really regulated properly. It was just a registration. It wasn't a license as such. This is now a big boys club. You need to have a full license. You're regulated by a financial services authority or in some jurisdictions by a central bank. And therefore, you need to definitely be on the top of your game when it comes to compliance. So you cannot really save money on compliance, because otherwise you are going to either get big fines, which will cost you more, and or you will lose your license. So definitely something that is being underestimated and needs to be focused on is this. I see the potential of a number of smaller operators merging together and trying to cater for all these things together in a way that and no one really likes to sell his own creation unless they are really being paid very good money for it. But at the end of the day, I think we will need to see some mergers of these smaller operators together and having them work together to grow their business, because otherwise it's going to be very tough for them to be compliant for 2 3 years unless they really grow and they start and they go into the league of the big players. So unfortunately, again, regulation is going to kill the smaller operators. Some of them might survive and might grow, but the vast majority of them are going to die. And that is a very sad truth, especially for me. I'm a romantic. I'm very much in favor of smaller operators trying to compete with bigger ones, but in the current environment we have in Europe today, it's very difficult.
All right. So a question for the panel, because I know everybody's now warming up on the bench. But since Alexandra is still here and you're still here, Alexandra, you can go first, Joe, and then we move to the rest of the panel. So AI is disrupting every part of fintech, right? We've seen it, we see the news, and yeah, some parts maybe not, but it's like the same thing with the doomers that are saying that AI is going to take over all the jobs and blah blah blah. But from fraud detection and customer onboarding, most of these aspects have been already replaced by
Yeah.
AI. So, Alexandra, what are the real opportunities and risks that you see from inside of the industry about AI disruption?
Well, I think that the interesting issue is that AI tools are not only used for fraud detection and customer onboarding, but also to score the customers' risk profiles. And of course, it's super efficient. So that's a huge opportunity. But the problem is when the whole process is done by algorithm and there is no human verification at any stage. So there is a significant risk of so-called black box compliance. So the system ticks all the boxes automatically and no one truly understands what's going on. And this can be extremely problematic during a court dispute or regulatory control. And to be honest, right now we are in the proceeding before the court in very similar situations.